Kuma's will lives on. Hello, One Piece enthusiasts. I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about One Piece, chapter 1102. Kuma's life, in summary, is him running around from the world government, trying to be a warrior of liberation, ultimately failing to do so, but helping Luffy by putting his faith on him in hopes that one day he will be Joy Boy. That basically sums up his life, and I think it's very fitting. Before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Kuma's life has always been about running, chasing, trying to find something to protect, and once he does, keeps losing it over and over again until Bonney. Bonney being the sole exception of the entire case as of now, but we don't know what will happen. Now everything makes sense. Reason why Kuma showed up at Thriller Bark, reason why he tested Luffy's crew, and then ultimately ended up testing Luffy in Sabaody, trying to put one last effort into saving his one hope in humanity, that was Luffy, and to be completely honest, succeeding in that. Well, this is just a tearjerker of a moment at the end of the day when Bonney finds out the entire thing, finds out about Kuma's life, and Kuma's last wish to Bonney was happy 10th birthday, and that broke me. That broke, I think, everyone. I cried. I definitely cried. Oda, what have you done? And I think this is definitely one of the best backstories, if not the best, in One Piece thus far. I think this probably might be the most hard-hitting backstory, and yeah, one of the most influential characters into the success of the Straw Hats. It is rounded up very well. All in all, what I have to say about Kuma is he tried and failed, ultimately to end up giving up his life for something greater, something he thought would achieve his purpose, but even on a grander scale. And with that analysis confirmed, with that being confirmed that, yeah, this is the end of the backstory, we're going back to Egghead. And the reason why Bonney trusted Luffy after the entire thing, after the one night mess, was because Kuma put his fate on Luffy, and Bonney would do the same. And I think Bonney will definitely see what Kuma wasn't able to see, and what Kuma ultimately cultivated. With all that being said, what will end up happening to Kuma is a very big question to ask. I wanted to make a separate video on that by myself, but to touch on that, I believe that Kuma deserves to see Nika. He deserves to see the fruits of his effort. He deserves to see what he has brought into the world, and he needs to see that light of hope that he was looking for that will be given by Luffy, and I think he deserves to live. If Oda does eventually decide to kill off Kuma, I believe that at least Kuma gets to see Luffy in Gear 5, see Joy Boy in action, and then something happens. I wouldn't be shocked with that. In fact, that would be very hard hitting, but I don't know, maybe I'm jumping the gun, and considering it's Oda, he will probably never kill off any character. Aside from that, Bonney having her life searching for Kuma and then only ending up with this, only to see that her father ended up giving up everything for her, for people around him. And what ends up happening is Bonney probably accepts the fact that she won't be able to see Kuma the way he was. The way Vegapunk said that the memory worked, or that bubble worked, is that it was just a copy of his memory. And once that memory is entered, it cannot be found again, it cannot be traced again. And I really doubt there is a way to fix Kuma. Because if there was a way to fix Kuma, I think Vegapunk would have mentioned something about it. If he's done this much under the nose of the world government, I think that much would have been possible as well, and I don't really think there's a way to bring Kuma back. But then again, if Oda feels like Kuma deserves to be back in the story, and deserves to, see the end of the world government. And I feel like there is a way to get him back, but I really, really highly doubt it. I mean, this is basically summing up Kuma's life. Him being given chances time and time again to find his place, to not sacrifice too much for the people around him in order to guarantee them liberation. What ends up happening is he's just becoming a victim of that entire thing, and I think that's how his life will summarize. And I think that's exactly how his life might just go. Him trying to save Joy Boy again, him trying to save Bonney again, ultimately giving up his life. I think that would be a fitting end for a character like Kuma. But I really, really don't want that to happen. But I wouldn't be like sad about it if it does. With all that being said, Bonney is probably now a very potential candidate for the next Straw Hat, considering her backstory and everything. Considering her backstory, considering the history, and how much Kuma has emphasized on Joy Boy, and once Bonney does see Kuma in Joy Boy, once Bonney sees Joy Boy in Luffy, and Kuma as the same, and obviously that echelon of my father's will is being carried on by Joy Boy, who's left his trust in him, I feel like Bonney might just join the Straw Hats, and I think that's a very good reason, because as of now, Bonney doesn't really have a reason to fight. Yeah, she does have a reason to fight against Saturn, because Saturn's the one who did all of this horrible things to Kuma. From the beginning of the God Valley incident to up until this day, Saturn is the cause of everything that has happened to Kuma. Almost everything that has happened to Kuma. I wouldn't be surprised if Ginny was the captured slave or captured wife of Saturn. So I wouldn't be surprised by that. I really doubt that's the case. If it does, that would be very fitting. That'd be very fitting that biologically Bonney is killing her father. That's sort of sick. But without that, now her grander goal also lines up with the Straw Hats, even though none of the Straw Hats want to take down the world government. I think Bonney still does, because she knows how evil the world government is. Luffy isn't actively trying to pursue that. But then again, Luffy will eventually take down the world government, and somehow their goals will align. If that isn't happening, I probably see Bonney joining the revolutionaries, if anything. And if none of these happen, I don't know, dude. I don't know how you throw a character like Bonney, who has been this significant within the story, especially revolving around Vegapunk, and to be just left alone. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. We've got a break week, we've got videos coming up. Let me know what you guys think. Should Bonney join the Straw Hats? Does Kuma deserve to live? How will we see everything shape up in Egghead Island? That's it for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and peace.